get back into this. This is part 3 of Pyre. Let's continue our journey. So we head over to Cinderroot. See if we can get good friend Sandalwood. You arrive on the outskirts of Cinderroot, but once again, the informant Sandalwood is nowhere to be found. You sense the hope of your companions wane in as your search through the area yields nothing. Then, something startles the little imp Tizzo. Skrar! The tall figure strides forward from the trees, making a sound like laughter. The imp charges towards him, and leaps right into the figure's arms. They embrace. Hail, Tizzo. But you look famished. Here. The tall sap produces something from the imp that the imp swallows immediately with great pleasure. The lone minstrel nods his head in affirmation. Everyone, I wish to introduce to you my client, Volfred Sandalwood. It has been too long, Volfred, sir. Too long indeed, Tariq. I trust your new companions bring some color to your days. They do so. I think you'll find them worthy of the Nightwings. The sap looks upon the lot of you. He cannot sense his thoughts. We shall see. Then he turns to you. You must be the reader. I am certain that we will all appreciate your effort here, my boy. Though, we shall manage on our own from here on out. You're welcome to continue with us, of course. Though, you are free to go. I trust you have been adequately compensated for your time. Thanks as well for looking after all my books. You consider what to say of all of this. Of course I'm gonna insist on saying, man, these are my friends. You stand your ground, meeting Volfred's steady gaze, and assert to him you do not feel your commitments to and from this group have yet been satisfied. Hold on. Volfred, sir, I'm Hedwin. My companions and I are the ones who answered your call. We followed the signs you left for us. Now we're here, thanks to you and also to this reader. Not just a reader, he is our friend. My friend. He's not disposable. We made him a promise, and our freedoms are now intertwined. Volfred smirks at this. Freedom's not something to be traded or exchanged, my boy. I had hoped that you would have come to grasp this much by now. He breathes a sigh. It seems we started off on the wrong foot. It's not my wish to sour the occasion, for there is much to do. You have a right to go to, don't you not? I'll come along, though shall not interfere. For it seems you have a kinship with this reader of yours. Now then, Tariq. Aye, Volfred, sir. Come, let's have a chat. Of course, sir. Volfred strides towards the black wagon, which must have belonged to him. You sense many conflicting emotions among your companions. Volfred Sandalwood joined you. He knows much of the rites. Your wagon cuts through a clearing to arrive at the glade of blue, where the stars directed you. Volfred nods his approval, but leaves everyone to their devices. Alrighty. Let's have a chat with Volfred, see what he wants. As you approach Volfred Sandalwood, you feel very much aware that you reside within his black wagon, rather than he in yours. He studies you in silence for a time, then, Tariq, if you have a moment. Aye, Volfred, sir. What is it? This reader. You deem him worthy by your estimation? The lone minstrel tilts his hat in your direction. If you wish my own estimation, Volfred, sir, then I do. Of course, it is not entirely for me to say, but I have seen this reader integrating with the others well. I believe that his achievements are self-evident in having reached Black Basin. Your instructions were deliberately difficult to follow, yet he and the others followed them.
Baroshta.
Indeed. Your words make sense as ever, Tariq. And what does the little Tizo think of him, I wonder? Grahi! Tizo indicates that, as a matter of fact, he is happy to have you around. So I thought, my boy. There you have it, sir.
Histos.
I see. He continues to examine you.
Sepranadertus.
High praise isn't oft spoke by these two, my boy. Nonetheless, I shall be watching you. You think Tariq... Do you think Volfred talks with the pipe still in his mouth? High praise isn't oft spoken by these two, my boy. Nonetheless, I shall be watching you. Now, pardon me, Tariq, and I have matters to discuss. They leave without another word, although you'd think you noticed the lone minstrel look your way over his shoulder. I do have something to tell you.
Oh, hey, you guys. I guess I didn't get the word out via this new franchise which we opened here just now. So, I'll give you a great deal. Just tell your friends, okay? Oh, and hey there, Mr. Sandalwood.
Good day to you as well, Ron. Alrighty, so what do we got here? We got Barkstrip himself, and Horus Crystal. Alrighty, and let's get more Stardust.
Goitish.
And let's give this somebody who's slow. We got. Okay, let's give this to Pamitha.
You're leaving, Dad? Just look at how much we got this time.
Alrighty. Let's start up another rite. Let's see if we can whoop Manly this time. You and your fellow exiles arrived at the sacred site called the Glade of Lu. And now look at the stars in the sky to signal the beginning of the next rite. The woods bring about a sense of tranquility you have not felt in some time. But then, you notice one of the trees move. It shuffles toward you and regards you with an exaggerated bow. Well, goodness! By the roots of Lu's Glorian, it would appear the rumors are correct. The Nightwings have returned. Oh, but where are my manners, One moment. The sap claws at his mask with his wispy fingers. Much better. H. Manly Tinderstouff at your service. Perhaps you've heard of me. My fellows and myself, you perhaps know us as the Chastity. We soon shall stand against you in the riots. For now, I am just whiling away the time, making small talk. Now then, as I have introduced myself, your turns. To whom am I speaking? Then in your mind's eye, you see Volfred and hear his voice. Manly Tinderstouff is not to be trusted. Reveal neither yourselves to him, nor me. Well? Beneath their mask, Jodariel stares back at him in silence. You suspect Volfred's message may have reached every member of the group. Why now, how very rude indeed. Well, fine. Ignore me, but you do so at your peril. Anyway, once this evening's rites commence, this is any moment now, then I'm afraid ignoring me won't be an option any longer. Oh, and now I do believe the sky is beginning to show. We'll have to chat again some other time. Now, come along, come along. This dude is so pretentious. I genuinely... My least favorite characters are split between Sir Deluge and Manly. And it's for very similar reasons. Deluge is cowardly, but he's still an ass. Manly is just an ass. Manly bows again and wanders off into a clearing as the stars begin to burn. I don't actually remember what it was like playing against the Saps. I would like to think that this may be the right setup, just because I don't really want to go and try up a new Titan Star setup. But at the same time, they do have a pretty big presence, so I'm starting to think maybe these may not be the best ideas. They're kind of slow. Let's give them a bit of speed. I don't really want to give them East Lock, because I've had enough bad luck with East Lock being on. Okay, let's put on Dullness. I guess that one may be safe. Let's see, is that may be the best setup, actually. I really don't like this requirement thing for the Rise. It gives me so much more work, and I guess it's fine. So yeah, let's run this. Let's run this setup. If it weren't for the fact that I couldn't restart the riots, I would try all of them on, just to see if I could.
Once again, the stars align themselves before you, reader. And here now, at the Glade of Liu, I have to say, you've come so very far. But there are those, such as your adversaries called the Chastity, who have toiled for this too. They know that with their freedom comes great opportunity. It could be yours instead. Please show the Chastity that the Nightwings are superior.
I wonder, O honored Nightwings, how well you know these woods. Why, these woods would strangle you, and I'm afraid I could do little to stop them, even if I tried. You might do better to beware of them. When Jodaril continues to ignore him, he grows upset. Why, you insolent! Then, fine, let us begin the dance indeed. He shoves his mask back on in a huff. Allow me to thank you in advance for helping me return to my proper station in the Commonwealth. Ah, oh, crap, I forgot they had a Pamitha. They had a harp. Okay, well, let's see. Let's put Sheer Force on. Let's have Jodaril up at the front. I think I have to have somebody fast on. Oh, crap. I can't have both Pamitha and Jodaril on. Okay, that's fine. I think I just want to have two really fast people and Jodaril just to act as a cushion. So let's do this setup.
It is done.
Let's shut this guy up already. Are you quite ready finally, O Nightwings? May all those masks of yours ensure no harm should come to any of your lovely countenances. Sorry about that. Game crashed. Alright, so let's get back into this. Do I still have what I purchased? Okay. Awesome.
Okay, well, see you guys.
Pretty bossed up from you, Ron. Don't give me that. Oh, 1 second, for some reason I can't see chat. There we go. You and your fellow exiles arrive at the sacred site called Glade of Blue, and now look at the stars in the sky to signal the beginning of the next rite. Alright, I don't like talking to Manly more than I have to, and we've already done this bit, so I'm just gonna skip over it. Yeah, I didn't want this setup. So let's take these two off. You know what? Let's put on Shax. And build
Don't
this.
miss the locket. Once again, the stars align themselves before you, reader. And here now at the Glade of Liu, I have to say, you've come so very far. But there are those, such as your adversaries called the Chastity, who have toiled for this too. They know that with their freedom comes great opportunity. It could be yours instead. Please show the Chastity that the Nightwings are superior.
Alright, let's crush Manly. Hopefully it won't crash again.
Stand together here this night.
So yeah, let's run back that trio.
Brookie. Sir Gilman. It is done.
Glorious within our grasp. Would that this knight had hands with which to grasp it.
Are you quite ready? Are you quite ready finally, O Nightwings? May all those maps of yours ensure no harm should come to any of your lovely countenances. Now come along, come along. Let's give the stars a show. Alrighty. May I present to you Humboldt Manley Jr.? Why, he has ever been my equal and is poised to guarantee the Tinderstuff line shall have a bright, bright future. He goes on and on about his sapling for a while. I have had more than enough of him.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Come, let's get him.
Now, isn't he just the most precious thing you've ever seen? Sapling is nothing but an extension of Manly. If he has vanished, the sapling should cease to trouble you as well.
Manly and his offspring hold no small degree of influence within the Commonwealth, reader. There are many.
Whoa,
who would welcome
what
his
was
return,
that?
Though none so much as he himself.
Oh, crap, so that's what that is. Ah.
The orb, take it. Your adversary's
Yeah, boy.
pyre is the first to falter.
Oh, what's this? It seems the woods themselves are closing in our little soiree. Oh, do be careful now. These grasping roots and vines, they may not hold you in such high esteem as I. Yeah, well, you know what, Manly? You know what? I'm gonna tell you where you can shove it.
Manly is comfortable in this suffocating glade. Yet he longs now for the comfort of his, well, I dare say. The Nightwing's adversaries gained an edge. With grace.
With grace. Oh dear, the woods are closing in, and comfortably close at that. Whatever shall we do? Perhaps you stand aside a while, we could put an end to this that much sooner. You're a dang dirty cheek, Manly. Dang dirty cheek.
Ferocity unbridled. Bask in the purifying flame.
Do-do-do-do! Say, have you any of you noticed how it's feeling rather crowded out here? Almost as if the 100 Minds himself resents you being here. Yes, I think that's it. So cease with all your scurrying about with that damned orb and let me handle this.
Twas but a little splash.
Oh my gosh.
Good.
Didn't jump high enough.
Engulfed within the aura. Unacceptable. This is the road to ruin. Red-handed. I never. Rookie plunged into their fire.
Alright, you Nightwings, I've had it up to here with you. Or perhaps I've simply had it up to here with all of these encroaching plants, these miserable things. Either way, I don't appreciate how you're ignoring me. Well, Manly, I don't appreciate that you're cheating.
Your demon is banished. The Worm Knight somehow did it.
Because he's a boss voice. Because the Worm Knight is a boss.
Zap. All
No!
Nightwings. Most foul. Your pyre shall soon be ashes on the ground. Beauteous.
Beauteous! Alright, just gotta get one more in. Gotta keep them from getting it into mine.
Here.
And we're good.
Glorious.
No!
It's done.
No!
The chastity of the maiden.
I was so close!
A stroke of fortune ought to be thanked.
Ah.
The ceremony is
Can't believe I lost him.
Attend the
Oh, how very sad for you, oh Nightwings. For a moment there you had me thinking that you still lived up to your name. Now, however, and I sincerely do appreciate your efforts here, and just as soon as I am liberated, I shall spread the tales of your sacrifice. Ta-ta for now. That smug, detestable sap.
Ugh. Think I need a bath.
always is there greater knowledge to be gained.
So grumpy about this.
'Twould appear that rookies not too old.
Faster, stronger, and
new tricks.
a little better looking too. I mean, is there anything I can't handle?
Until the stars align.
Listen, I was doing well. But Manly is a cheater. He cheats, which is why I lost. Alas, my boy, I must admit I hope to see a different outcome there against the Chastity, after hearing your companions sing your praises. Yeah, well, you know what, Volfred? I didn't see you doing anything. Though I am impressed to see them take this defeat with a modicum of dignity. That's more than I can say for some Triumvirs I faced before. After ceding victory to the Chastity, in spite of all of your efforts, you return to your wagon to consider your next move.
Ashtares e Pravdes,
An adequate performance back there. Adequate?
Valisatis.
Yes, adequate for the next part of our plan. Go, have your reader there consult the stars. See where they take you next. I'll give you a hint. It's further north. It's going to be high up.
This night here you say high up?
And it's going to be cold. We'll see. Come on, my friend. Let's have a look outside then. That plan Wilfred mentioned, I just want you to know, I don't know what he means. We're here because we're going to be free again. We won't be living out our days as exiles. That's the only plan as far as I'm concerned. But there's always a catch, right? We'll see what Wilfred has to say. Anyway, I'll leave you to it. No matter what, we're getting closer thanks to you. I think I've never actually lost this often, but I think it doesn't actually matter how badly I do in the main rites, as long as I do well in the liberation rites. I suspect it will make the liberation rites harder, but I can't imagine it's going to really impact it much if I just suck at the game. So now you see it for yourself. You are summoned to the north, where looms Mount Elodiel. At the very top, the fall of Solium. Solium. Solium? Solium sounds better. You confirm the stars indicated this exactly. Volfred, sir. How did you know? Volfred smiles back at him, but you sense his thoughts, as though he is directing them at you.
I too can read, my boy.
Oh. That was in English.
Forbidden though the words may be.
He turns back to Hedwig.
Ranelli Rodartes.
Your reader's skills, while rare, are not unique, but as I said, I'll let him do the job. I see that you have something special going on here, which benefits the plan. What plan? I thought this was about our freedom. Oh, fear not, my boy. It is indeed. Plenty of time to tell you about it on the way. For now, however, you look like you can use some rest. For that matter, so can I, if you'll excuse me. You sense your companions are exhausted from their recent travels. Given the road ahead, you agree it would be best to take the night to recover as much as possible. At dawn, Volfred is already up. He reveals to you a pathway through the woods into the cold lands to the north, beyond which lies your next destination. Alrighty, let's go to this glorious shore. Ah, it appears we have reached Canada. You can tell by the fact that everything is covered in snow. You get clear of the woods at last, and arrive in lands grown cold in the shadow of Mount Elodiel. You will have to make it all the way up to the top. In a moment of respite, Fulford calls everyone together to discuss matters pertaining to the rites, and the plan to which he alluded.
Versare bralios.
You banded together with a common faith that freedom from the downside is not impossible. Am I correct? But let me ask you something.
Quare vere bralias.
What does freedom even mean to you? He looks in your direction as he asks, defying you to answer. You cannot sense his own thoughts on the subject, and only know the truth of how you feel. Doing what you want. That is exactly what freedom means. Freedom means doing what you want. Regardless of what other people want to do, as long as they're not oppressing other people. You tell Volfred that freedom means having a choice. If you're able to do what you want, both physically and socially, then you are free. Considers your remarks for a short while.
Libra voluntaris.
Choice is freedom, then, you say. That is all. You are all free already. Go, my boy. Do as you please. Nobody's here to govern you. I trust, however, that this is not the freedom that you have in mind. Perhaps you simply wish to return home and be left alone. He then turns his attention to the whole group.
Non libra desertus.
Now, let me tell all of you what freedom means to me.
Ma libra narum saroshe.
Freedom means to live life without fear. To be able to indulge one's curiosities and passions, at least the ones that cause no harm to others, without the constant threat of judgment and reprisal. That's exactly what I said, man. Like, all you're doing is making it more wordy and adding a few more bits to it, but really truly what you want is to be free to do what you want without judgment. Freedom means not being made a criminal for what you know, or whom you love, or what you choose to think or not think. He looks out towards the distant mountains. Within the next few days, your time in exile could come to an end. You could see the Commonwealth once more, and you would be exalted there, given the highest honor, the opposite of how you got here. But you would not be truly free, I think. At the least, you will become complicit to an ancient system that would deign to cast down others such as you. It is a whole system whose well-intentioned founding principles have long been lost, and the 8 scribes, if they are out there still, have made quite clear they shall not intervene firsthand. That is where you come in. He turns to you and everyone again, looking to each of you. Long have I wished to gather such a group that, together, you might see that seeking freedom only for yourselves is too modest of a goal. You share a higher calling now. The plan then is this. To free each other from the downside through the rites. When we meet up on the other side, we organize. Each new moon at dusk, we join together at the Spiral Sanctum, and use as many of us there as possible. My agents on the other side shall explain the rest. You're plotting a revolt. Just so. I am asking a lot. You do have other options. Deceit, however, is not one of them. The reader and myself, you know by now that we can see through it. But you need not be a part of this, nor is it in my interest to coerce you. You may go your own way if you wish. Live out your remaining days here, like so many others. So if anyone among you prefers that, you cannot see yourself continuing to strive together in the Commonwealth, as you are doing here, then speak now. Fulford pauses for a time, examining each member of the group. No one stirs. Very good. Some of you consider yourselves friends, some others not. But all of you are bound together through the rites, and are integral to our plan. Remember that. You seek true freedom? You will not find it waiting for you in the Commonwealth, but together you can bring it about, both for yourselves and others. That is my promise. Then he lets out a long breath. That's it. I ask you to think. I'll think on this, and let's reconvene along our journey to the summit. Fulford turns towards the mountain, leaving you to consider what he said, and plod the wagon to the northward path. Beyond lies Mount Elodial. I suggest we make camp here at the base of the mountain, where we shall need our spirits and strength to make the ascent. Titso! There you are, my boy. There was something which I wanted to discuss with you in private. Wolfra stares at you rather intently, as if reaching out to you, and then, you do know what it means to be a reader. Those such as we are not limited to reading pages from a book. Though, your ability in this I sense is nascent still, mere flashes, uncontrollable. I see as well now they haven't told you yet. Your friends. That explains a lot. They haven't told you readers such as you cannot go free. I had wondered why you would insist on pressing onward with this group in light of this. The answer then was plain. You simply did not know, or fully realize. They did not deceive you, by the way. There is no reason they would know themselves, other than Tariq, who shall not influence your thinking in such matters. Rather, I had expected when we first met that you already knew the truth of this from having read the passage in the Book of Rites, which states it plain. Only those who conduct the rites firsthand shall walk the path towards enlightenment, and become eligible to regain their freedom. Perhaps you have not gotten to that part just yet. Fulford breaks free from you and looks at you again, and he speaks to you as normal. It is plain that you are not in adequate condition to conduct the rites, and this group values you as a reader. I wish only to ensure you understand what you are getting into here. Despite whatever hopes and dreams and promises you might have shared, I do not think the rites can help you to return, if that is what you had in mind. So once again, I invite you to depart, and I will see to it that you are compensated. Do not misunderstand. If it is your wish to remain, then you are welcome. But this journey we are on, it has no guarantees, not for you, nor any one of us. Do you understand? Of course I understand. You understand the words of warning, yet, just the same, you choose to carry on. There is more that you wish to achieve on this journey than freedom for yourself. I admire that, my boy. Then, very well. Know that we have much at stake here in this, anyway. Much more than just a shot at going back into the Commonwealth, which cast us down here to begin with. Sounds like you intend to stick around. Then, we'll have lots more time to chat, as we ascend the Sacred Mountain in the coming days. Until then... He strides out of the wagon then, leaving you with your thoughts. Alrighty. Greetings to you, lovely reader. I am at your disposal. Alrighty, let's have fun with Titso. I am always prepared to cut your idiots and their egos down to size. Who shall it be? Well, Tito isn't an idiot. Nor does he have a very big ego, but let's have a trial for Titso. You asked Sandra to administer one of our special rites for Titso. I dare think I remember something of that imp. It certainly stood out from all his ilk. Although, that really is not saying much. Well, let us bring him forth. Titso soon appears in heat of the summons. Creaky! The apparition Sandra appears and unfastens her mask. Listen well, imp. You answer to me here. Krehak! Tito indicates his understanding and is prepared to begin Sandra's trial. You know the formalities, of course? Show me then what you have learned thus far about the rites. Here in this trial it shall just be just you, my beyonders, and your lovely reader. Let us see how you fare. Alright, Titso. feel cheated. I swear I know what I'm doing. I call this one the Backstreet's Back. Oh, glory! Noxalas! Cree! She's excited to have completed Sandra's challenge and awaits her approval. A worthwhile effort, Imp. Performance was sufficient. You passed my test. Your predecessor may well have approved. Thus, congratulations are in order to you and to your lovely reader. Now, farewell. A sentence into exile and the downside of a sentence for life. Shriek! Tito is happy to be back and wonders what it is that Sandra granted you. You take a closer look at the new artifact in your possession. I received Haoub's wing. Alrighty. Let's give Tito his present. And let's pump it up to level 10. Discuss the plan. Earlier, Volfred called for a group meeting, presumably to reveal his plan in more detail. Instead, he revealed some bad news. Wait, what are you saying? What I'm saying, my boy, is that while you can indeed get yourself out of here, it can't be all of you at once. We earn our way back one by one, or not at all. And I swore that we'd go free together. We may go free together yet, but it's going to take time, and this is only the first phase. You, Hedwin, and the others exchange glances. Let me make this plainer for you still. Here is how the coming days are going to unfold. First, we are going to ascend Mount Elodial, there to the north. You may not think this wagon's fit for it, though, rest assured, it's made the journey many times. Next, we'll pass through Scribe's Gate. Only the worthy pass through there, as your reader could attest. He did not merely skim the chapter of the book. Afterwards, we'll reach the Fall of Solium and meet our adversaries in the rites. They are to be the Tempers, led by the demon Ignarius. You'll know him when you see him. Both you and they shall choose someone from your respective ranks. Then, once one of the triumvirs prevails, there somebody shall be whisked home to the Commonwealth. Whisked home to the Commonwealth? Precisely. Once returned, or somebody is taken in, and clothed, and fully pardoned. The Commonwealth knows about all of this. The same Commonwealth that says a sentence into exile is forever, and freedom from the downside is impossible.
Gas centrale.
Many of these details the scribes themselves wish to be kept secret. Former exiles and the leaders of the Commonwealth alike have good incentive to provide those secrets well. So, and that's it. We climb the mountain, someone goes back and everyone else stays.
Geresama rictus.
For most of those participating in the rites, yes. That's it. But I like your connotation, and indeed, for us that isn't it at all. One of us returns, shall just be a step along our path. However, let's let that sit for now. Gather your strength. We'll talk about it again on our way up. Bulford leaves the rest of you to consider what he said. You have time now for your vocations. At dawn, you shall begin your ascent of Mount Elodial. Alright, so I suspect that I have two options for this as it stands. So, I kind of want to set Hedwyn up first. Sure thing, friend. I appreciate the offer. Where to begin? You and Hedwyn go over his understanding of his aura and its connection to the presence, both physical and spiritual. This discussion proves informative. To banish with a single touch, I don't think I'll ever get too used to that. Hopefully that'll be enough for me to be able to return Hedwyn first. If not, I'm going to have to send Ruki. Or maybe Jodariel. I'm not really too good with her. But I really would ideally like to send Hedwyn out first. Here before you lies Mount Elodial, stretching far beyond your line of sight. Somewhere upon this mountain lies the only plane from which you can escape the downside. Companions gather round again before Volfred, who stands tall as ever. Whether from the cold air or the subject now at hand, you sense tension in the air.
Regum tragevas.
Now then, you all have many questions, no? I've done a great lot of talking, so go on, ask away. But there is only silence. One question stands out in your mind, which you refrain from asking yet. If only one of you is to go free at first, who shall it be?
Rare timigetis.
Go on now, don't be shy, who first? Questions. Why us?
Brevis namo.
Why you indeed, madame? That I can explain. You've seen the sort you stand against as adversaries in the rites. What is it that they want, do you suppose? They want their freedom back, of course. They'll settle for it now on the Commonwealth's own terms. They'll gain their freedom and some cushy new responsibilities.
Some keras cogito.
Perhaps then they'll have a hand in sending still more exiles here to join us. Think on it. The Commonwealth rose from the ashes of a fallen empire thanks to the efforts of the first exiles who escaped this place via the rites. It is the Commonwealth's first and proudest tradition to honor those who live to redeem their transgressions. They have a certain wisdom, do they not?
Sirim dare.
But as for you, I have been looking for a certain set of dispositions for a good length of time. All I needed was for someone appropriate to show up, and to listen. So I planted many little eyes and ears throughout this land, whispered hints of this, absurd as it may sound. Took someone with a certain faith and creativity to go for it. That someone proves to be Hedwyn over there. He was tasked with seeking two trustworthy allies, an old buried wagon, and a reader. He was invited to bring others for the ride, all different sorts. Gather enough help and he and his friends could be free.
Civitergi trans.
Long story, but you know much of the rest. So then, why you? Because I have reason to believe you're not the sort to play right back into the Commonwealth's old hand. The rites that you have seen are quite exclusive. You are imposters in this little party. You could be the ones to break it up. Now then, more questions. Your head begins to spin. You can excuse yourself or keep listening. Let's continue listening. Volfred's explanations are a lot to take in, though you feel compelled to absorb as much of what he is willing to tell you at this point. He prompts for further questions when Jodariel raises her voice again. Hold. You misunderstood my meaning. I understood your plan. Still, I wish to know, why us? Why are we, among all others, chosen for this liberation rite?
Traje.
Ah, I see. Well, but that is simple, really, madame. You are chosen. You are qualified, as I should say, because as the expression goes, 'tis what the scribes ordain. Though in this case, the expression is quite literally true. When the Eight created the rites, each one of them anointed certain other exiles to participate on their behalf. Exiles who showed some promise of redemption. The triumvirates they formed have stood the test of time, replenishing their numbers as their individuals moved on or passed on. You've met them as they are today. The accusers, the withdrawn, and so on. The Eight Scribes also formed a special group against which all the others would be judged. That group they called the Nightwings. You bear their books, wear their masks and raiments. You need but show up on their rites. You see, the others erstwhile jockey for position for a chance to take you on.
Yeah, well, what if we don't? What if we don't show up?
Then you would deny yourselves a chance at freedom, and deny it also to your adversaries. Victory means nothing in a common right then. Participation is all that matters. Not so, madame. Only the enlightened may regain their freedom. While failure can be an excellent teacher, scribes do favor the victor. So you see, those who do not conduct the rites, or do not prevail in them sufficiently, they might find themselves barred from the liberation rites, but these are technicalities. The night was disbanded years ago. Since then, no one has gone free. Yet still the other triumvirates pressed on, with fleeting hope that one day he'd be back. This has been a heavy price to pay in all of this. Now, you'll excuse me. We'll talk again some other time. Some murmur to themselves about all this as Volfred takes his leave. Others reconnoiter. Others recon pathways leading up to the mountain and present you with some options. Let's get some blessings. I'm not doing too hot, so let's see if we can get whatever boons we can. The sublime beauty of Mount Elodiel, along with thin air this high above the sea, has been enough to silence even the most talkative of your companions. However, Faye has been positively bursting with excitement. Isn't it wonderful? I think it really is, don't you? Tito seems not to share Faye's enthusiasm. He does not like the cold. You've been here before, Tito, isn't that so? Why would you ever leave? I wouldn't leave. I'd stay, I think. I'd stay. Unless maybe I got too cold. Or too hungry. Wait, is that? Something about her changes then. Wait, look, but Tito, don't you see? Look, don't you see them there? Tito seems to be exclaiming something in utter disbelief. You yourself see nothing, but Faye rises almost off her feet as the imp looks on astonished. Was that the scribes? It was! I know it was! They said something to me, they spoke to me, they told us we are welcome. That we're welcome here. Faye runs off to spread the word among all your companions. Strangely enough, her enthusiasm is infectious, and in spite of everything else, your spirits rise. Plus new hope. Alright. Let's give Hedwin some boon. I want to see if I can get him out. You and Hedwin walk in silence for some time as he conducts a customary survey of the area. Well, my friend, no sign of howlers, as Jody would say. No sign of anything at all. You sense something is troubling him. Oh, that? It's just... I've just been giving a lot of thought to everything that Volfred's told us. In another couple of days, one of us may be gone all of a sudden. Or... I don't mean to put it that way. One of us could go free. We earned our way back one by one, as he said. I want you to know something. The others and I, we talked it over, and when the time comes, we want you to decide. Decide who gets to go, if anyone. This might all be part of Volfred's plan, but we got here thanks to you. And even though I'm worrying right now about us splitting up, I guess If Wilfred has his way, all of us will meet up on the other side.
Samdia Karen.
And won't that be a day? Worst case, we keep filling in the rights and stuck down here together just like this. The two of you walk on in silence for a time. When at last you return to the wagon, Hedwyn turns to you again. Thanks for the company. I think I'm better now. Alrighty. I used to think the scribes were just stuff of stories, but all of this, it really is their doing, isn't it? Yeah, see, he is the mark of the Master General, which tells me that he is Representative Golgothanian. Golgothanian. Here we go. You and your companions gather at the Scribe's Gate, where the single narrow trail to the summit narrows even more and falls under an archway carved of stone.
Tandia Menselu.
Come along now, everyone, and be prepared to speak your mind when you are called. Frankly, most of you still lack enlightenment. We may pass together. Watch how we act as with a single-hearted mind during the rites.
Num Caravaras.
Well then, lead onward, Tariq.
Secretaves.
Please, follow me. Removed his hat, the lone minstrel approaches the gate. You and all the others follow. I think this is the coolest thing about Tariq. Even when he's not wearing his hat, it still has the shadow. Like, whoever drew him didn't take into account the fact that hats create shade. Or maybe it's intentional. I don't know. It just looks really cool. When the last of your companions reach near to the arch, you notice someone standing high above, who then appears before you. She eyes the lone minstrel first. Is that you, Tariq?
Salutium Ceres.
It is. Greetings, Celeste. And how was your rest?
Felamta Ceres.
Too long, Celeste. Seems your work has piled up in the meantime. You bring this many to the gate?
Va.
Aye. Then let us make this quick. She gestures towards the rest of you. Now, each of you, in turn, state who you are and what you seek whilst crossing Scribe's Gate.
Oxare Shontas.
Do as she says, please, without questioning. Your fellow exiles exchange glances, but quickly comply. I'll start. They call me Hedwyn the Deserter. I've come here seeking freedom for myself and my companions. In my case, so I can return to be with the one whom I love. The woman bids him forward. The lone minstrel prompts Ruki to speak up next. I am regarded by the name of Ruki Greentail. I just want to get out of here, I guess. With the chums, preferably. Go see Mama back home. I am Captain Joe Dariel. I do not truly know as yet what I am seeking here. Oh, my name is Faye? And I am here, I think, because the scribes have called to me. It must be them, because if not, then who? Tito seems to live up to the Nightwing's legacy, and maybe see the Commonwealth someday. Sir, the Guildman of the Sea Dominion at your service. This knight is on a quest to find his honor. He lost it at a certain point. Pamela Thane. I'm only here because my sister's here. Then as Wolfert steps forward, the one called Celeste raises her voice. You. I recognize you from the Nightwings of the past. You are not clad in the raiments any longer. I would know why. I had my chance already. Nightwings that now stand before you. I travel with them as a pilgrim now. I see. Then, state why you are here, as have the others. My name is Wolfert Sandalwood. I seek liberty for each of us, so that one day we all might stand shoulder to shoulder on the other side, and bring our freedom to the people there. She waves them by. Then she turns to you, for there is no one left to go. I am but a crippled scholar. You have always sought to understand the world around you. That knowledge proved dangerous in the Commonwealth, but now it has brought you to this point. The one called Celeste continues to examine you, expecting you to add to your response. I want true freedom. You wish to regain your freedom, not simply return to the Commonwealth, but to be able to live there in peace. Wolfert's plan shall bring about that peace, then you shall do your part to achieve it. Domin regards you for a time, then nods once, and waves all of you by.
Gratan Octeloriga.
The eighth Christ bids the Nightwing's welcome here. Go forth with glory.
Kivaret.
And Tariq,
Kalasivama.
I, Celeste,
Deranta Dale.
be on your way as well. The lone minstrel bows his head and puts his hat back. He does not look back at her. From the top of Mount Elodial, you can see the distant downside before you. You think on the many thousand leagues you crossed to reach this point as the sky grows dim. Alright, Jody. What's this? Tudariel appears to be prepared for whatever is to come this night, though it is not yet dark. She is already in her raiments. Edwin soon joins her, also looking ready. Any sign of Ruki? None as yet. Complained about a chafing at the collar of his mask. Our freedom might be hinging on that collar then. I am certain that it is. They share a laugh together. The three of you exchange glances, but nothing is said, or needs to be said. Soon, if Wolfert is to be believed, one of your companions may regain his or her freedom.
Hey! What did I miss? Am I late? Is it starting? Is it starting yet?
Easy, Ruki. We got a little time. It isn't starting yet. How fare your struggles with your mask, Greentail?
Feeling a lot better, thanks. Just had to smash it against the wall for a little bit. Put some of the old nerves to bed there, for good measure. Man, how durable are these masks? Though, this is really happening, huh? One of us might be getting out of here, like, soon? By dawn, in fact, if all goes well. If all goes well, that's one way to look at it, I guess.
What are you getting at, Greentail?
Well, it's just, we might be breaking up the band here, people. One of us gets out. That's been bugging me for a while now.
I thought we all were getting out of here at once. He shoots a look at you. Some of us, we might not be getting out of here at all. Edwin slams his fist against the wall. No, not if I can help it. We made a promise to each of us. Each other. The four of us. We're all getting out of here. I care about the others too, I do. But we've been here from the start. I want you to know my promise is to you, and I believe you'll do the same for me. So it's like this. If any one of us gets out, great. But it's just a start. We're going to do whatever it takes there, on the other side, to make it so the rest of us can get back too.
What, do you think you're going to build a bridge down here if we ask nice or something?
I don't know what it's going to take. I just know we have to try. Dodariel turns to you. Reader, we shall find a way. She nods to reassure you, and to reassure herself. Ruki nods his head in turn, and Hedwig's gaze never once falters. Well, my friends, I think it's just about time. Let's go. One by one, they turn towards the door. The fall of Solium awaits, a final step in your quest for freedom. Yet, you feel in your heart that it shall only be the first. Woo! +1 hope.
Hey guys, just so you all are aware, I know how you've come here. How come you're here? How come you made it all the way up here? Oh, I know alright. You're here because I got the lowest prices in the dark side, am I right? And some of the new stuff I got in stock, you're gonna get a lot of value there. An awful lot.
So I got 55. Let's grab this.
See you guys again soon, maybe. Okay, because I gotta say, you're my favorite customers I had all week.
Let's commence the liberation rites. Is
Is
everyone prepared, Hedwig? Yes, though several of us have another question that's been troubling us. You need but ask. You said that one of us is going to return to the Commonwealth if we defeat the Templars in the rite this night. What happens if we fail? Edwin, my boy, don't you see? The The path to freedom and the path to enlightenment are one and the same. Do you intend to stray from the path? No, then you have nothing to fear. Let me be much more upfront with you. Should you be defeated by the Templars this night, then one of them shall end up going free instead of one of you. It is as simple as that. What then is to be done? The very same as if we achieve victory. We await our next such opportunity, and make the most of it. Though our plan is set in motion, we are united in our cause. We shall look as ever toward the stars for guidance, and seize upon our future chances, just as they arise. So look up, my boy, and set aside your doubts. It is time to take great strides along this path. Alrighty, so we're playing up against the big boys here. I think these are fine. I think all of these are probably fine. I don't want any of these. Let's try turning you on. Let's turn you off. So let's turn you off. And, let's turn you on.
Unfathomed plurness. Many years have passed since last the Nightwings gained the summit of the sacred mountain and stood upon the fall of Solium. You are to be commended for your guidance, reader, but only if you can prevail in this liberation rite. Here you stand to gain much more than some enlightenment. Your adversaries are none other than the Templars. I trust they need no introduction. Soon, one among you shall regain their freedom.
Volunta lorigas.
Pious Baron, and each of the Triumvirs is present and prepared.
Volunta lorigas.
I concur. The Pious Baron, and each of the Triumvirs is present and prepared.
Regita noxalas.
Then anointed one of the Templars, come forth now and declare yourselves, and pay any respects you have unto your adversaries, the Nightwings. Massive demon swaggers into view. He reaches for his mask. You know who I am already. But look at what we got here. The damned Nightwings decided to show up. Almost figured we were never going to see the day again. He takes notice to someone in your ranks. Hey you! He indicates Joe Dario. She scoffs back at him. Lose the mask. We ain't seen one of our own in ages. Not in these damned robes. Dario's hesitation is almost imperceptible before she moves to remove her mask, just as her adversaries asked. Satisfied? Whoa! You must be new. Dario soon puts her mask back on. Enough talk. Ha! I like you, curly horns. Tell you what, once you put out your lights, you come along with these guys. We're gonna have a spot open. Only shame is I ain't gonna be around to show you a good time. I would rather cut out my tongue. Oh, you don't mean that. Our kind, we ought to stick together. Now come on! Darius throws his mask back on as his allies snarl at the rest of you. Have the Nightwings reached a decision on whose behalf they shall conduct this rite? The lone minstrel gets your attention in a subtle way.
Liberatus tanta.
Reader, this is it. The first companion whom you choose shall be anointed to go free this very night if you prevail. The other two in the triumvirate shall lend their aid. As you know, only the most enlightened are eligible to go free. Not all among you may be ready yet.
Vorana Tramtus.
Now, Nightwings, I would have your decision.
Who most deserves their freedom?
Okay, awesome. I can anoint Headwind.
Headwind.
If you insist. Then the Gate Guardian looks upon you and your adversaries. Very well. and under the watch of the 8 scribes, here are the stakes for this eve's liberation rites.
Minsa
Should the Nightwings prevail, the one called Headwind the Deserter shall be liberated. Should the Tempest prevail, the exiled Ignarius shall rule free instead. She then turns to you. Now who among the Nightwings shall complete your triumvirate, to strive alongside Headwind the Deserter, and see to his returning glory?
Who shall stand with him?
I definitely want Gilman. His speed provides a huge boost. By this night's honor, he shall do his very best. Let's put Titsu out too.
Tizo.
Takriki cool. Titsu is more than willing to throw all his support behind Headwind this night.
The choice is cast.
Very well. The 8 scribes accept your choices, reader of the Nightwings. She then indicates to the lone minstrel. Now, are you yourself prepared, Tariq?
Isaie.
Aye, Celeste. Let us begin. Nightwings! Been an awful long time to get out of this hole. Try and stop me.
Commence.
Wait, what's going on? Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh my gosh. Hey, little blue campfire over there is starting to look a little thin, ain't it? Those chumps, they're rusher than you are. Just don't let on. They know who's number one. Just keep it that way. You Nightwings ain't as tough as everybody says, unless you're saving something for me, huh? Come on, show me what you got! Oh my gosh, I'm so bad at this. This isn't even a bad start, this is like probably one of my worst rights yet. Oh no.
And there it is, at last.
But you know, that was all part of my plan. You know, I felt bad for Ignarius. He's been here for a while,
As for the night,
and I wanted the
they will
achievement.
certainly
No. I really, for lack of a better phrase, I dropped the ball there hard.
And thus, the scribes have chosen.
Really and truly, true Nightwing mode is super hard. It doesn't help that I have to have 3 Titan Stars on. I probably shouldn't have just jumped into true Nightwing
In the
mode.
Commonwealth,
All in
his
all,
adversary and all others shall remain.
All in all, that really, this is just a really hard mode, and I'll be honest, I'm not that good at video games. I perfected it on normal mode, but yeah, that was tough. Seems I won't be going free this day, but you know what? I had myself a little taste of it back there, and it's enough to tide me over for a while. Wasn't ready to leave you all anyway. Damn. What do you know? Still got it after all, I guess. Just like old times, huh, people? He looks around until he spots someone. Hey, curly horns! He means Jodariel, but she does not respond. Just my luck. I get scooped out of here just when we hit it off, huh? Take care. You want a real shot of getting out of here, well, Tempers are going to need another set of horns, though you ain't going to go for it, huh? He turns to the members of the Charmbraid. Tempers! We had some pretty decent times, and we always had a way of going out on top. You just keep on like you're doing, and I'll do the same. And away we go! With that, Ignarius leans back and falls into the waters of the Shimmer Pool. Soon there is no sign of him at all.
Godspeed, Ignarius. The 8 scribes are ever merciful. By their grace, the cycle of the rites may soon commence again.
Teacher just had a flash of inspiration about his role in the Nightwings, and as part of the Nightwings.
Until the rites begin anew.
After falling to the Tempers and the Liberation Rite, you return to your rank to decide how to proceed from here. How's Hedwin doing? He okay? He seems to be alright. I feel for him, but this defeat is but a temporary setback. Nightwings have more opportunities of freedom than all the Tromvares combined. Our journey has now begun in earnest. We'll just need to make a few last preparations while we're here. Wait, what about the stars? They don't seem to wait around for us. About that. Reader, go see for yourself. The night sky over Mount Elodial is much darker than you would have expected. Your thoughts are with Hedwin as you look towards the stars. Oh my gosh, there isn't a single star in sight. Try as I might, I can't find any stars except for these jerk-ass Titan stars, whose only purpose seems to be giving me trouble. You search and search the sky, but in vain. No stars are shining now. The stars reveal nothing, did they not? Confirm his suspicions. It's as the book foretells. This is the chance we need to make ready for what lies ahead. There's a haven south of here we'll travel to at dawn. And when the stars decide to shine for us again, we'll be ready. Mark my words. Good morning, my boy. Place I noted earlier. Let me illuminate the way. Volfred leads you all into a calm and quiet clearing, tucked away inside one of the mountain's hidden folds. All about, you see a variety of strange items and equipment. You find Volfred seemingly lost in thought, but then he turns to you. Greetings, reader. The wagon and I, we've many memories together. I could not help reliving some of them just now. I suppose some aspects of my past may be of relevance to you, given your role. There's something that you wish to know. You need but ask. How do you know Tariq? You asked Volfred about his history with the Lone Minstrel, whom he seems to know quite well. Tariq was there with the Nightwings when they took me on. His manner has always been much as how you've seen. Although, he's somewhat more cheerful now than I recall back then, if you can believe that. I think our plan has sparked... Whoops. He serves the rights in the Nightwings. I have tried to ask him of his past before, but he seems rather reluctant to speak of it. Though it is plain that he is not from around here. This being the downside, I respect his wishes for some privacy. Nonetheless, although I do not know too much of him, I count him as a friend. I lost track of him for some time, though it was he who first informed me that the Nightwings had returned. He and Tita were instrumental in our meeting. It's been good to see him doing relatively well anyway. Was there anything else you wish to talk about for now?
What did you get banished for, Volfred?
You asked Volfred about his past in the Commonwealth and how it is he came to be in the downside. I rather forward of you, my boy. Most whom I have met during my travels here have been reluctant to approach the subject of one's history before one's exile. Nonetheless, I am happy to tell you. As a reader, I assume you are familiar with the stamping press. I owned and operated one. I took issue with the Commonwealth, the ban on literacy, the interminable wars against the Highwing remnants, spread the truth about it all with my machine. Under pseudonym, of course. Still, I knew I was putting myself at risk, and sure enough, my stamping press was eventually discovered and burned to the ground. I, however, managed to elude capture for a while. But not for long enough. Here on the downside, I chanced upon the Nightwings, who were searching for a reader. That respect my past, I think, is similar to yours. Anyway, that is the long and short of it. Now then, was there anything else? You expressed interest in knowing more of how the Nightwings came to be here and Volfred's past connection to the group. I have been connected to the Nightwings almost since the beginning of my days in exile. They found me in a manner as I quite understand, like how Hedwyn and the others found you. Back then it was a smaller group than we have now. I joined an exile called Orisa, and another known as Oralek. Once in a while, we let little Tito stand with us as well. He is rather older than he looks. The other triumvirates we stood against, they feared us. Only the Tempest presented any threat to us in any given right. But there was a terrible accident. Orisa, we lost her, and Oralek, he was my friend. He fell from Antelodial. We lost him as well, on the night when he was to be free. We were reckless, hasty, and I was powerless to stop any of it. I blamed the rights. Downside had claimed many lives, yet this, it was too much. I vowed never again to don the mask in remnants. I had the Black Wagon cleared and buried, such that it could not be used again. If the Nightwings could rise again, it would be under different circumstances, under new leadership, and towards a different purpose. That is all I wish to say of this, my boy. Well, I guess I have nothing else to talk to you about. Let's go! Thank Volfred for his time, and bid him a good rest of the afternoon. Likewise to you, reader. Be well. Everyone, the amenities are a modest-haired moonlight alcove, but I suggest that you get comfortable. We may be here for some time. As for myself, I have some business to attend to. Please leave the wagon in my care for now. Shall be ready by when you need it next. From the mountain top, you can see all across the downside. It's impossible expanse staring back at you. The thought occurs to you that you may never see another land beside it. So you and your companions wait upon the mountaintop in quiet solitude, anticipating when the cycle of the rites begins to turn again. Then you shall have another opportunity to free one of your own. You may earn back their freedom one by one. Many moons pass, and one evening. May I have a moment, reader? The Lone Minstrel finds you poring over the Book of Rites, as has been your leaning through your stay at this abode. Begging your pardon, but there is something you may wish to see. Please, follow me. Follow him into the cold night. Look forth, reader, sir. Stars shine like you have never seen. Once more, the path towards salvation is revealed, but now, something is different. Ding! 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 Each prayer time he searches stars, they should be a single path, but now, several rights avail themselves to you at once. Alright, where do I want to go? Who do I want to fight against? Ooh! Let's see, we got the we got those guys, we got the Curs, we got... Ooh, no, I don't want to do them. Let's go up against the Curs. Let's see if I can redeem myself and poor Rookie. Stars urge we go to the Spring of Joe Mirror, a long way off.
Tentapelus?
Wilfred, sir, how are we to reach the Spring of Joe Mirror in due course of time? You know fully well, Tariq. Preparations are complete. You think you see the lone minstrel smile, never faintly, but cannot be sure. Please ask the others to gather their belongings, press, and then assemble the wagon there at dawn. We shall be departing at that time. As you will, sir. The cycle begins anew. As the herbs advance, you shall find there ought to be fewer rites. This time, until once more we are to travel to Scribe's Gate. Exactly how many it is difficult to say, but our next chance at liberty ought to present itself much sooner than before. So let's be ready for it. Now then, see you in the morning, reader. Your companions have not traveled far from Moonlight Alcove. Word of news soon spreads throughout the group. Next morning, Volfred calls everyone together before the black wagon. The old wagon is more than it appears. With Virtue's aid, it escorted you across the sea, to me. Now it shall escort us anywhere the stars require. Come and see. Something has changed by the wagon's interior. What looked before to be old cracks and signs of age now expose various intricate components once hidden from view. You are the Nightwings. You should travel in the customary way. He turns to you, indicating levers and devices marked with the symbols from the book. What up, Adam? Now, reader, whenever you are ready, you may take us up. I'll show you how. And everyone else, hang on to something. Woo! After having soared into the sky, the black wagon remains aloft somehow. Tito is excited to be flying again. You get the impression that this may not be the first time for him. Never thought I'd soar like this again. Oh, by the scribes! Nightwing sail the skies again, wheresoever the stars may call for them. There is one catch. The downside provides few locales suitable for landing. Though, we should be able to find at least a couple landing places near to where we're going. We'll then make way by land or sea toward our destination. Now, without further ado, let us proceed. Oh, it's one of the other losers. Something about the strange island you see below draws your attention. Best to avert you guys from the Isle of Kamor. Even the scribes themselves thought to avoid this place. Let us move on. Which was the Isle of Kamor? Huh. Haha! You can hear the angry hiss that come from Udhulda, all the way from your position. Ye think mayhaps the skies belong to you, huh? Foolish. The skies and everything above them and below belong to the astral born.
He shall be smitten from his skies on his awakening. Now, be gone.
As you soar above the waters of Wormwell, you notice Sir Gilman sidle up to you, very slowly. We are very high above the waters, and this night is not mistaken. This night's brethren lurk beneath the surface there, in numbers untold. Fortunately, if we were to come crashing to the surface now, then this night, why, he would receive a watery burial, in the custom of his kind. That's not morbid at all, bud. What we got over here? Below, amid the desolation of flagon hands, you see big birch roots, from which you first embarked by sea. You wonder how his venerable proprietor is faring. I am certain that Big Bertrude must have left a strong impression on you all. She is not easy to forget. I've known her since before my exile, or hers. She's been here a long time. I sent my agents to repay her for assisting you, and to send her our regards. The old wagon must have been in need of some repairs. Woo! Alright, so we can go here. Go here. Tadaro wants to explore there. Hedwin says we may find some peace. Peace seems fun. You touch down in the heart of Jomura Valley, where first you face the Fate and the Dissidents. You briefly wonder where they may be now and how they fare. You join your companions for routine inspection of the wagon, following its flight. Edwin confirms the wagon's wheel withstood the shifting temperature and still appears to be in reasonable shape. Pamela managed to calm some of the drive imps prone to dizziness or frenzy at high altitudes. Other than that, everything checks out, and the rest of the crew got through the flight without complaint. You now have little time before having to set forth by land. Ooh, the Beyonder Crystal wants Hedwin. See what Sir Gilman wants. Sir Gilman is shivering there after the black wagon's maiden voyage through the skies. Master Rita! This knight is very slightly out of sorts is all. He merely appears terrified, but he assures you that his seeming cowardice is but an optical illusion in this case. Pamela overhears and joins you. Flying is not for everyone, Sir Knight. This knight heartily concurs, though how anyone can at all stand it, he has yet to understand. Well, let's see. What's it like to swim the waters of the Sea Dominion? Ah, those glorious murky waters engulfed in hideous warfare, to be sure, but otherwise a joy to cut across, to feel the coolness of the waves believes one gill slit and the like. I'm not sacrificing Hedwin to the crystal, though this knight is now accustomed to his life above the surface. Flying's just the same, Sir Knight. Or is this those of us not born to it? I, in turn, have wondered what your seas are like, but the thought of swimming fills me with disgust. Though I haven't had to swim, and now you've had to fly. That's very brave of you, and you handled it better than some hard fledglings I've met in my day. You'll get used to it. She departs, but you sense Sir Gilman is feeling better after the exchange. Because Corey is just mean, and wants to sacrifice people to everything. You have returned, have you? What is it you require? You need but choose among those unenlightened fools with whom you travel. Alright, Hedwin, let's get you a talisman. You ask Sandra to administer one of her special rites for Hedwin. Oh, you must mean that nomad boy. So innocent, that one. I shall have a lot of work to do with him. Then, let us bring him forth. Soon Hedwin appears in heat of the summons. Hey, my friend. What's going on? It does not want his blood. It wants his soul. There's a very big difference. And she's going to return it. The apparition Sandra appears and unfastens her mask.
Arama Farushen.
Listen well, boy. You answer to me here.
Pistos.
Understood.
Ikrare.
You are a fool! Do not talk back to me.
Geratirste.
Your reliance on your friends is such a burden upon them. Let us see what you can do without their aid, save for that of your lovely Rita there. Because, what's the crystal going to do with blood? Souls are way much more appetizing. All part of my plan. Shaboom! That's unfair. I totally got to Rookie before. Nobody asked you, Paige. All part of my plan. No, my plan is to be awesome, which unfortunately Hedwyn is just not willing to let me do. My plan is to give myself a challenge, and Hedwyn is really good to give me a challenge because he's see. Now that's unfair. I was there. Shoo. I totally was. This game is just mean. No, I'm not bad per se. I'm just not good. Pitiful. The nomad boy is all spark and no fire. I would tell you not to waste your time, boy, but the truth is that my time is there for you to waste. Summon me when you are feeling more prepared. Let's do this again. We're gonna rock this. Pfft. Now and again. We shall see if he fares any better this time. Yeah, right, Kelsey? Chad is just unnecessarily cruel today. I have done nothing to deserve this. And Chad is just mean. But it's fine. Your spite fuels my spite fuels me. What? I didn't touch it. I have done absolutely nothing to deserve this meanness. That was me crying because of how mean you guys are, not because I'm losing, just so you all know. What a cruel, cruel world. Where you're all mean to me for absolutely no reason. Yeah, well, I blame not me. I still blame not me. I always blame it on you, Paige. I don't need your permission for that. Alright, one more shot. Noxtalis! We did it! Since you did indeed, boy. Your performance was sufficient, and you passed my test. Then congratulations are in order to you and to your lovely reader. Now, farewell. It's like they say, man, second time's the charm. Well, guys, I'm not that bad that you all must be surprised when I do well. Good to be back after all that. Say, what's that you have there? I don't know what you're talking about. Everybody I know says second time's the charm. There were 3 different rights. It needs to be the same. It needs to be the same rights in order for it to work. Just because you've never heard it before doesn't mean nobody says it. Headwind gathers everyone together in a quiet spot he found, somewhere in the desolate sprawl of Fall Flat. The expression of his face soon softens. Okay, just because, you know, we've been pushing ourselves now for a while. Everyone, we're taking the night off. Set aside your troubles and concerns as best you can. They'll be waiting there for us in the morning. As for me, dinner's almost ready. Alright then, party time. Whoever brought the drinks, I order you to show yourself this instant. I shall secure the area. You guys need to be more like Tizo. Look at Tizo. He hasn't said a pessimistic thing all game. Or Ruki. Be like Tizo or Ruki. Don't be an Ignarius. In time, everyone takes Headman's request to heart, each in their own way. It proves a pleasant evening, and the group's spirits are lifted to some extent, especially once dinner is served. You know, that could possibly help you too. Don't speak English. Maybe that's really why people are so mean. Because of English. Just because you're always giving me a hard time doesn't mean you should always be giving me a hard time, you know? Look, take Colin for instance. Colin is great. Colin never gives me a hard time. You find Jodariel seemingly deep in thought. You consider whether even to bother her. Your presence is not unwelcome, reader. Remain a moment, please. She stares at you for some time. Today marks the beginning of my 16th year in exile. You look back at her and remain silent. You sense that all she wants from you right now is for you to listen. I have kept count, put notches in this breastplate of mine for each passing day. Notice how much it is for 16 years, reader. See? Thank you, Colin. You are great. The orphans whom I fostered would be long since fully grown. Some of them are likely gone. Many of them spoke of how they longed to one day serve with me on the blood border. Sometimes I cannot help but wonder, if I were still captain, could I have protected them? Could I have made a difference? I think not. The Commonwealth and the High Remnants, they have fought eternally. Those such as I have come and gone through the age. I catch myself feeling my pity, but then, had I remained there on the blood border, it is unlikely that I would have lived to see this day. Look at the muscles, though. Like, her arms are trees. She could probably punch down a tree if she wanted. She looks at you again. Do you know why they cast me down? I was a decorated captain. They said I was the best. She closes her eyes a moment before she continues. One day, it was a standard patrol, but I ran across a pack of harp fledglings, fully armed and preparing for a strike, but all on their own. They were nothing for my regiment. We just snared them all and took them in. Considerable prize. They were not yet conditioned and could be made to talk. When the order came down that they were to be executed, I could not bring myself. The Commonwealth prided itself on mercy. Committing such acts to the Uwan such as me was unconscionable. See, now that's perfect because now I don't know what you said. And I'm going to take it to mean that as a compliment. I'm going to interpret that as a compliment. So thank you, Corey. So I thought then, at least in my younger years, I let the damned birds go, made no claims to the contrary, and turned myself in. I was cast down the following week, 16 years ago. Thus my enemies had the last laugh in that exchange. Adam, I don't care whether or not it's a compliment. I'm going to interpret it as one. Because I don't understand what it means. If I were faced with the same choice again today, I do not know for certain that I would have chosen just the same. Now then, I shall go and mark this occasion as I always have. Be well, reader. She heads out of the wagon alone. See, and because Adam shipped Jodariel off first, he doesn't get to know this. So very tragic story. As the sky grows dark over the spring of Jomir, a hush falls over your companions. Especially Ruki. You sense something is troubling him. Something to do with your next adversaries. Oh, hey, chum. Just want to let you know I'm pumped and ready to take on the dissidents this time. Sure am, alright. That Baki's not so scary once you get to know him like I do, you know? So don't you worry. Because I sure won't be going on him after last time. Listen. My gameplay provides for an interesting and compelling narrative. As Ruki marches off towards the clearing, he notices his grin fade away. Like the Toronto Raptors, I'm the underdog in this. And they made it to round 2, which is great. In the distance, you hear the dissidents began to hoot and howl. Alright, I'm not giving these guys more speed. Let's put on the tattered mantle. Let's take this one off and put this one on.
Archbeast Sungris.
I think this seems correct. I have to activate 4? Oh no.
Biolantheus.
I'm not prepared for this at all. Okay. This is a thing that's gonna happen now, I guess. I feel bad because I'm almost positive this is where I'm supposed to win for Rookie. And now I'm gonna lose.
Reader.
Okay.
Ever
Let's see if
persevering, aren't we?
I can do this for Rookie, guys.
Well then, rejoice.
Do it for Rookie.
Because the cycle of the rites begins anew. Perhaps you shall find more success this time.
I know! It's tragic!
Your chosen adversaries here shall be the dissidents. Reduce their flame to ash this time, lest they shame you once again.
And it's not just shame on the line, boys.
Who exactly?
It's not just shame. If I lose this, Rookie is in big trouble, man. Oi, mates! Look at what we have here. Greentail, is that you? Yeah, Barker, it's me, alright. Well, I'll be. Tell me something, Greentail. You gonna go against me this time, or keep on being a stinking coward like before, huh? What do I do? 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 Wait, he says he wants to fight? You can beat him. You can beat him, maybe. Maybe he'll leave us alone. Bye, Paige. Have fun cleaning your room. He'll leave the Greentails alone. I can make it worth his while. Barker? What is it, mate? Right's about to start. Well, I was just thinking. I know I owe you and everything, but I've got a deal for you. You like a good deal, don't you? Ha! I like a good laugh, more like it. But I'll bite, Greentail. What's your fancy here? I was thinking if I can beat you here, we're squared away. You let me off the hook. Ha! I see, but tell me something, mate. Now why in the stinking world would I want to do such a thing like that? Wasn't it for me when I beat you instead? Then I'll pay you double what I owe. I promise, but you have to promise too. Kerr's oath. Boy, really now? Double or nothing, is it, huh? Drive a hard bargain now, mate. But alright, it's a deal. You beat me in my pack right here, right now, and you're dead free as far as I'm concerned. But if you don't, I'll be fleecing you for all you're worth. You and your stupid uncles and your dear old mom of yours. See you shortly, then. Rookie then turns to you. Hey, so this one means a lot to me, you understand there, chum? Let me go against these guys and I'll make sure we show them up, okay? Oh, Rookie! Oh no! By the by there, mates, my pack and I, we've got a few new tricks we're dying to show you real soon. He says Barker speaks the truth. The dissidents are more capable than before. So I'm going against people who are more capable, with more Titan stars,
Who shall conduct the rite?
and Rookie's family's life is on the line here. But no pressure, right?
Rookie.
I think I have to have Jodari along. I need somebody who's big. And let's put Gilman on. I need somebody with. I need speed for this one, I think. Noble Rookie! Know that your battle here is this night's battle too. Onward! Alright then, Greentail. Bring it on, or it's your dear old mum who's gonna pay. See, the problem isn't just not sucking. The problem is that this is a genuinely really hard mode.
Poor Jodari. The first dousing reel.
Woo! First blood.
Now go. Rookie doused to the flames.
I'm inspired by Rookie, man.
Wonder shall the Nightwings press their luck? Well cast.
Oh no.
Oh, you poor Nightwing.
Oh no.
Shame.
What's the matter, Greentail? Wait, things you seem a little nervous on your paws out there. Just shut up already, Barker. Let's get on with it. What's that you say, huh? You can talk back to me like that, Greentail? You heard me, Barker. Stay out of my damn way. Or what, mate? Oh, I'll stink these nervous little teeth into your neck, old chum.
That foolish Barker was a menace to the Commonwealth and is a blight upon the rights. Take that, Barker. Glory! The Nightwings now are closer to achieving victory. The orb slips from your clutches.
Come on, Gilman. Come on, Gilman.
Quite
Oh, no.
foul for the Nightwing, your flames grow weak.
Oh no.
Your adversary's pyre now burns brighter than your own. Rookie doused the adversary's flames. Perhaps you are worthy. Quench now their fire. Sir Gilman plunges into the fire.
Okay. That was completely intentional.
Now to the flame. Their pyre sputters.
Okay.
Now end the ceremony. Headlong goes Sir Gilman into flame.
One more, guys. One more. Whew.
And it is done. The Nightwings prevail again. They brush
Noxalas!
adversaries without too much trouble.
Whew.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
That was... I'm trembling, guys. That was tight. Woohoo! We did it! We got him! Yep! Green Tile. You. You got us fair and square, mate. It's fair and square as the stuff gets, right? So, my family, you leave them alone. You said you'd leave them alone? Ease off there, Green Tail. Deal's a deal. Now then, me and my back had best step it up. But when we see you and your mates again, I'll be looking forward. Rookie watched him depart, then turns to you as his expression softens. No, don't know what to tell you, chum, other than I really owe you one.
Bask now in the
Oh,
wisdom
that was-
of the scribes. 'Twould seem the exiled Jodariel
Focus,
has a knack
training,
for
prowess.
these affairs.
Paths towards survival on the blood border. These rites make similar demands of us. Man, let me tell you, that was an adrenaline rush, man. I think I gotta do some stuff with Faye. She's getting a bit low on enlightenment. Faye, Pamitha,
Until the
Titso.
next right.
I think I'm going to do them next, so I'm going to look for somebody who they're good at. So I'm going to probably go for Unmilda, maybe, if she's still available. Return to the wagon after you and your fellow exiles prevailed against the dissidents, and find Wolfred waiting for you there.
No redicitas.
Well done back there, my boy. You are serving your companions well. Now then, I have something I wish to share with you if you have a moment. We have discussed the plan on which we're all a part. I have a means of measuring our progress towards the goal of it. I'd like for you to look at it. First, let's determine where the rites may take us next.
Vista redaste.
Look forth. I expect you shall again see several shining stars, where once you saw but one.
Mostrate me.
Several shining stars. The trick of the eye, or a will of the scribes. Who can say? I too once gained this newfound vision many years ago, following my first liberation rite, and I believe only we of the Nightwings have this gift. I realized that in choosing whom the Nightwings confront in each rite, we in turn influence which triumvirate we face when the time comes for someone to be set free. The object I invite you to use contains further details. Henceforth you may use Wolfred's planner to see your current progress. Using Wolfred's planner, you may assess your progress towards your ultimate goal, as well as check the current status of your adversaries. Wolfred shall keep this information up to date with the remainder of your quest. You may look over it now, or any time with the Black Wagon while searching the stars. So the Tempers are gone. We're losers anyway. Who cares about them? See, my record isn't that bad. I'm doing better than most of these people. I am ranked fourth out of what are those, 8 people. So not too shabby. Not too shabby. I don't want to talk to Manly. He's such a douche. And there's Gilman's people and ooh. Huh. I have won 3 total. I won against the Dissidents just now. I beat Lendl and the Accusers in their first match, and I won against the Worms. We're due to face that Manley again. Something about him puts me off. Seeing all the rights business like this, it'll make him rich and famous. You and Hedwin then go over what he knows of your next adversary. H. Manley Tinderstuff, the offspring of a semi-famous sap industrialist. He was born into wealth and lived in the lap of luxury, never having to fend for himself. This dude is literally everything that's wrong with capitalism. When he came of age, he soon was offered a cushy ambassador position that required little more than a silver tongue to convince the Commonwealth that he was keeping busy. He soon grew so proficient at doing nothing much at all that he started spending all his family's riches to assert his fame and status. One day, he attempted to pay off the wrong individual, a particularly stern Commonwealth diplomat, who promptly turned him in and had him sent downriver. Manley was very disappointed by all this, but soon saw it an opportunity, for he knew well that, in the inner circles, there were those who had gone into exile and returned. Thanks to his connections, he tracked down the Chastity deep in Wakenwood. He finagled his way onto a triumvirate using his well-worn skills. He in turn convinced himself that he would earn a position of great influence. Once he secured a way back to his home, he continues making hollowed promises. We explained a lot of the council makers of the Commonwealth all turned out to be like him. Anyway, we ought to get some rest after today. See you in the morning. You bid Hedwin a good night and take your leave. It is too late now to prepare for flight, so you are in to depart first thing in the morning. Full price planner, we got some stuff there. Let's see, what does Ricky want? As you approach Rookie, you sense none of his usual anxious energy.
Silum pare.
I'm free. Then he rushes up to you, a return to form. I mean, I know I'm not. I'm stuck down here with the rest of you. It's just... it's like I finally got to set aside this big bag of rocks I've been carrying around, know what I mean? I wanted to say thanks, chum, for giving me a hand with the little situation between myself and Barker. I don't think I would have had it in me to stand up to him unless I knew you and the others had my back. Now at least old Mama Greentail won't get any trouble from him on the other side. She's still waiting for her rookie boy to come home, but at least she won't be getting hassled by a bunch of nasty curs just because I struck out a lucky deal. So yeah, chum, you ever need something, I owe you one, and then some. Cur's oath. He prances out of the wagon, and you found lightness in his step. You get +2 hope permanently! Alright, so let's go beat Manly, and then finish off here. Oh. As you fly aloft over the downside prairie where your first path diverged, you see Joe Darrell peering down at the lands below. He took us through the hollow route that first time, if memory serves, reader. Taken sides of the Greentail rather than me. It took me a considerable length of time to come to the conclusion you were not a complete fool. Hey, watch it there, Jody. My chum here is a real certain judge of character and has a good direction sense for that matter. You'd probably all be stuck in a bog had he listened to you back then. Oh, indeed. They both seem to be in good spirits, reminiscent about old times. Jodariel and Rookie gain +1 hope for the next rite. What do I want? So I can do vocations or valuable. Again, let's go for the vocations. I think we need to work on those. Make a successful land in the downside prairie near the southern edge of the downside. Memories of having just first met Headwind, Jodariel, and Rookie come flooding back. You now should have some time in the vicinity before continuing onward toward the ridge of gold by land. Okay, nothing in there. You and Rookie make a quick search of the windswept fields of Blumenpool. However, you find nothing of note. Well, chum, had enough frolic for the day. You soon return to the Black Wagon, where the others are preoccupied with their own pursuits. You should have enough time to pursue your vocations. Nobody wants to talk to me. You find Rookie having put his Greentail family portrait. There's something of a wistful look in his eyes. Then something comes over him, and he moves in close, lowering his voice. Look, chum, I gotta love with you about something real quick. Truth is, I haven't been entirely upfront with you about my family situation. He hesitates a while, then... We ain't exactly quite as rich as I've been letting on. I mean, we do just fine. We got lots of money stored away, it's just mostly locked up in savings bonds, and he seems to catch himself in the middle of another telltale and relents before you can respond, one way or another. The situation is my mom back on the other side. She needs a little bit of help financially and otherwise. All she's got now are my knuckle-headed uncles to keep her steady. Always told her I'd make something of myself, you know. I was just a clerk in her shop. Things started getting tough for us, so I started looking for all kinds of different work. Gotten with some unseemly sorts, I guess, but the pay was real good. We took to shipping certain types of stuff down here, of all places. Flushing it straight down the river, watertight. Pay was right. Mom was so proud of me. We were eating real good all the time. But you can probably guess what happened. I barely scraped by after they flushed me down here. Would have been food for a bunch of howlers had Jody not bailed me out of a tough spot one fine evening. As for my mom, she doesn't know the half of it. My uncles told her I'm away on business. Not entirely untrue, I guess, but if she knew, it would break her poor heart. So, don't know how else to put this, chum, but I want to get out of here. Get back to what I was doing back home, on the straight and narrow, though. I'd go straight for this time for sure. Just don't go telling everybody that old Rookie Greentail is just a mama's boy, okay? I got a certain reputation to uphold. He quickly scampers out the door. His past has been weighing heavily on him, but you sense he was sincere about wishing to lead an honest life. Alright, who needs some enlightenment? Alright, let's give it to Pamitha. Why, certainly, Rita, darling. How good of you to ask. You asked Pamitha to explain to you in her own words the histories of the 8 scribes, and to speak to how their varied backgrounds formed the basis, not just of the rights, but of the Commonwealth. My sisters, they all come from the flock of Tritithis. Maybe we just don't remember her anymore. Yeah, Ruki's a good boy. He's a good mama's boy. Alright. Let's go stick it to Manly. H. Manly Tinderstove. Somewhere in the lush overgrowth of the downside prairie, you run across a messenger imp come to deliver news and rumors from the other side. It must have come from one of Wolford's agents. The news it bears pertains to Ignarius, whom you met when you first reached the Folo Solium to conduct the liberation rite. Already did his fearsome reputation precede him. Thus did he prevail against you to secure his freedom. The question still remained as to how a demon such as he could assimilate into polite society. He did so rather easily by this account. Despite initial concerns from the Commonwealth leadership that one such as he must never be seen in public, he made a convincing case to open up a public house of a particular theme. The clientele believed that his appearance is a sorcerer's trick, and he agreed to play along for now. Perhaps someday his horns shall recede, and he may take up a new post. As for the Tempers, having lost their iron-fisted leader, they scatter to the corners of the downside in search of a suitable successor. You shall not face them again anytime soon. Yeah, we gotta stick to Manly. We thank the messenger for delivering this information and offer it whatever food and drink you have to spare. He gratefully accepts and then goes about his business soon enough.
Hey guys, see, what are you guys doing all the way back here? You know, it's not so bad here. I was thinking I got some pretty good stuff. I think you ought to check it out.
There you go, Ron. I got you some downberry. Alright, I guess I can only afford this Stardust. Let's move you right there.
Come and see us again, guys.
Everything is prepared and night is just beginning to take hold above the untamed reaches of Ridge of Gold when Volford gets your attention. Reader, I suppose you might remember our first meeting with that Manly Tinderstove. You would be mortified, of course, if you forgot. I would say that he is an embarrassment to my kind, but unfortunately, I've known many others like him. We are a discontented people, I suppose. Anyway, when last we saw him, you might recall that I avoided him. We are not good acquaintances or anything, but he knows enough people in high places that he could be harmful to our plans should he know of my involvement, and so... Wolfred dons his ritual mask. I shall have to be discreet here. As I am with the Nightwings once again, I can no longer hide from him outright. Perhaps, though, he shall take me for a common sap. Anyhow, it seems to me we have a right to conduct. Do I still have to have... Oh, I still have to have 4 active. I think I'm gonna keep this setup. So let's stick it to Manly and his stupid pompous pompadour. And then we'll take a break.
The stars align, you exiles of the Nightwings. You are returned once more unto the Ridge of Gold. Your adversaries in the rites this eve shall be the Chastity. Extinguish now their pyre, and glory shall be yours. Now prepare yourselves.
My, what have we here? Why, the Nightwings come to greet us with their presence once again. You really think you had a chance last time, hmm? You said Volford reaching out to you.
Goddess does.
Reader, let us indulge him for some time. Perhaps he shall reveal something we can use to provide a incentive for his meddling. Just let him keep on talking. I shall attempt to remain hidden. And my, the colors of those raiments, I mean, they are rather gaudy in this light. I have to say, though, I mean no offense to this, of course. But do you suppose the ride is going to commence soon? As much as I enjoy our chats like this, I do have to get going soon. You must know why. I'm expecting an important message. From the other side, no less, come dawn. I hear something is brewing out there, some sort of unrest, So yes, it's a very important message, sent all this way by one of those imp couriers. I must say, those little things, their services are certainly not cheap. Though I'm not sure I could get you a good deal on their services. If you wish, perhaps to contact a loved one back home, All I ask, of course, is that you stand aside and let the chastity prevail as well as we ought. For I've got a date with Destiny not long from now, upon the fall of Solium. He continues talking for some time, until at last the rite is set to start. Oh ho! My, look at this wonderful assembly of exiles come from all different corners. Such a colorful retinue you Nightwings have. You know, I heard most preposterous rumors about you. You are harboring an especially notorious criminal. One who has designs upon the Commonwealth itself. He looks at Volfred. But I could not imagine such outlandish tales could be true, Anyway, I would love to meet everyone here. Hello, good Nightwings. I'm H. Manly Tinderstuff. And truly it is a pleasure to meet your acquaintance. You can tell that Manly is just a douchebag, because he says his full name every time. And he doesn't even say his full name like Rookie Greentail. He says H. Manly Tinderstuff. Such a tool. Manly has intruded on your privacy as you said to choose in your term break. You could not be less welcome. He seems to be searching for someone in your ranks. You suggest to Manly that perhaps he ought to check back on his own term break in the key moments prior to the ride. Why, yes, of course. I was just taking the opportunity to bid all of you salutations, for I so enjoy getting to meet my fellow exiles face to face like this. Yes, there may be rules against this type of thing, but who's counting, am I right? I'm sure the scribes wouldn't mind if they were here. Anyway, now that you mention it, I ought to go check on my wonderful colleagues. See you shortly, and again, good luck. Manly leaves at last, leaving you to focus on the rites again.
Who shall strive for freedom?
Alright, let's send Faye up.
Faye.
Send Faye front and center. And, let's have Pamitha there.
Hamatha.
And Gilman. We are the speed team.
Very well.
This knight has much appreciation for foes with silver tongues. They are amongst his favorite kind to vanquish. Are you quite ready yet, O Nightwings? I doubt you are. Because my colleagues with the Chastity and I, we have a trick or two we think shall take you by surprise. Just watch.
Begin. A favorable start.
Suck it, Manly. Suck it, Manly.
Empire weakens. Let's see you Nightwings keep this up. All for naught. Such a display. You seem unable to stop these people. They did it!
They did it!
Verily.
See, man, with Manly, the problem with Manly is he seems to follow a pattern, really. Which gives me a big opening, because I can just... Oh, I forgot that Faye has to time her jump.
Palitha, be gone.
Ugh.
A decisive blow.
Okay.
Perhaps you are unworthy. Splendid.
Oh ho, this is all boding well, I'd say. Oh yes indeed, just keep it up and you'll be handsomely rewarded. Once I'm out of that, you have my word.
Glory to the scribes.
Glory to the scribes.
Do you believe you can prevail in this? Almost.
Ah. I missed!
Ouch.
Oh no.
Sir Gilman plunges into the fire.
See, I think it helps that I'm just inspired to really just stick it to Manly, because I hate him.
I almost pity what transpired there. Righteous fire!
Oh, just one more. One more!
Now, go on, just once more. A mere attempt. Most foul.
It's fine, now Manly is out.
And it is done.
And it is done!
The Nightwings prevail.
Noxalas!
Flames of their resolve could not be doused. The ceremony is complete.
My word! How could this happen to me? You deceitful, ignorant, utterly uncouth pack of fools. Have you any idea what you've done? Fulford watches the outburst in silence. Keep spouting off like that, Manly. You shall reveal all we need to know. You harbor such a fear within your heart there, don't you? Coming from the aristocracy, and now in exile? How they must speak of you. What would they think of you if you don't get out, or even if you do? Fulford remains deep in thought, studying his adversary. There, I see. I see now. Then Fulford recedes into the shadows. What? My head. Who? Oh, I believe there must be some mistake. I have to go. Ta-ta! Fine evening to you now. It's been a pleasure, genuinely so. Manly stumbles away in a stupor.
Novertas.
There he goes. I've lifted certain burdens from him for the time. Bit of mercy for his sake, for my people's sake.
Celia te mandas.
As well as should ensure he has no lasting memory of our encounter here or running into me. Now, let's be off before he catches up with us again. Alright,
There is
that
much
was
to learn from this
that was
experience.
freaking awesome, guys. I stuck it to Manly. I stuck it to the curves. I helped save Ruki. I helped Volfred. So grateful is this knight for such a glorious occasion that he has given strong consideration to performing here and now the forbidden dance of the sea dominion. Oh, this one's awesome. So, yeah. Let's finish giving everybody their pumps and take a break. All in all, having to unlearn everything I've learned is going somewhat faster than I expected.
Until the stars align.
prevailing over the chastity in a close contest, the time has come for you to search the stars again and determine where next they shall take you. Stars yet shine for you. Look how they shine for you, and everything you do. Are these stars yellow? Come on, give me a yellow star. Purple, green, and pink. I guess none of these stars are yellow. So who do we want to pick? I could 2-0 Lendl. I don't really like going against old Dalmer. I generally feel bad playing against him. Let's go over here. Let's have some character development for Pamitha. So we're to have another brush with Tamitha. Perhaps she'll spare me yet another moment of her time. She's here because of me. I'm here for her. Pamitha then tells you more of her next adversary, her own blood sister. Tamitha Thane, harp of the Nightwing remnants, raised from birth to excel in outwitting and outmaneuvering her enemies. She seems driven by her hatred for the Commonwealth. Yeah, I know Almer and Faye, but it pains me to beat them because of the fact that, you know, they're such good people. After retreating to those mountains centuries ago, the Harps refused to join the Commonwealth, and those old tensions boiled over into raids or skirmishes or all-out war. Flight tacticians such as Tamitha gave the Highwing remnants a swift and powerful military presence to this day, despite the Harps' small numbers. She once hatched ambitious plans to overthrow the Commonwealth, breaching its defense so her sisters could rain down untold destruction. On the darkest night of the year, she led a daring infiltration mission deep into her enemy's lands. It almost worked. Yeah, I know, but, you know, I'm probably going to have to go up against them in a liberation, right, at this point. However, she was betrayed by someone very close to her, someone branded a Commonwealth sympathizer. Tamitha. Tamitha was caught, clipped, and subsequently exiled as a prisoner of war. But being trapped within the downside only stoked her fury. I wound up in here not too long afterwards. Anyway, it's complicated. What happened between us, what I did for her own good. And that of all our sisters. Though I'm beginning to doubt that Tamitha will ever see it that way. We'll see, I suppose. But for now, I'd best try and catch what sleep I'm able. Pleasant dreams then, darling. You bid a good night to Pamitha in turn. No time now to make flight preparations, though come morning the Black Wagon will press onward. Alright, and the autosave is done. That was great, guys. I think I did an amazing job. We did an amazing job. You know, we're going through this just like the Nightwings. So let's call it a break here, and let's do part 4 tomorrow. That was most radical. Ciao.